I would like to explore the difference between being attacked by people and being attacked by animals. Strange subject, but I have experienced both. And I was recently thinking about it because, well, about a year ago, I was mugged. I was mugged in New York City. I made 3 videos about it, but I was mugged, robbed, accosted by 2 young men who grabbed me, turned me around, took my money, took my phone, threatened me. We had a whole interaction about it. And I would like to compare that and other times where I've been, I don't know, harassed on the street, yelled at, screamed at, somebody wanted to fight with me, things like that, versus being attacked by animals. Sometimes being attacked by animals could, well, be just as scary, maybe even scarier. I think the scariest that happened to me was I was attacked by 7 dogs in southern Argentina, in Patagonia. I was out walking along a river in the freezing cold, and 7 dogs surrounded me, and I think they wanted to kill me and eat me. And it was absolutely terrifying. Or another time, I think I was 21 at this time. I was camping next to a river in Australia, and a saltwater crocodile came out of the river. It was my stupid fault for putting my tent there. But it came out and it walked around my tent and it pulled out a couple of the tent lines. And it was also terrifying. I never saw the creature because I was inside of my tent. But in both these cases, with the dogs and with this crocodile, I had an incredible amount of adrenaline. I thought I was going to die. My life flashed before my face. With those 7 dogs, I fought back. I threw stones at them. I was screaming at the top of my lungs in a totally aggressive posture. And it's happened many times with dogs. That was probably just about the worst. Or maybe not, because the dogs never did bite me. But I've been bitten by dogs quite a few times, especially when I'm out hitchhiking along the side of the road. Dogs sometimes come, they get really close, they'll try to bite me. It's happened to me recently, within the past year, a few times. Often I carry stones in my pockets, just even if I don't throw it at them, just to hold them so they can see it, so I can be prepared. Well, the big difference is, the simplest one, is that even though in both cases being attacked by people or accosted by people and being attacked by animals, dogs, let's say, in both cases there are similarities. I can feel an incredible amount of adrenaline, a terror that I'm going to die, an unusual, focused immediacy where I'm just, now is all there is. I'm totally in the present. The difference is afterward. I don't feel I was really traumatized ever by being attacked by an animal, even when my life perhaps was more at risk. Being attacked by those 2 guys, there was something different on a whole psychological level that went on. Why do dogs attack? Why do animals attack? Why do they threaten? They're guarding their territory or they're hungry. Maybe there's other reasons, but pretty much that's it. Those guys who went after me, who robbed me, or other people who have done things to me, followed me, tried to harm me. I mean, people can say, oh, they're hungry, they're poor, etc. We live in difficult times. It's not really that. Maybe a little bit, but really, they're acting out unresolved traumas of their own. They're acting out hostility, aggression, fury. They're wanting to make me feel small. They're getting pleasure out of the power they hold over me in this situation. I've seen this with other people too, when people are fighting, when people are bullying each other, fights on the street. These people are acting out a rage. They're acting out all these unresolved dynamics of trauma from within their soul, within their body, within their history, on this person they're fighting with. And I think that is a lot what traumatized me, which made me feel furious, which made me feel small and ashamed that I couldn't fight back, that I didn't fight back, that I didn't know how to fight back, that I couldn't neutralize them. I think they wanted me to feel that way. And I think they wanted me to feel that way because they wanted to project that. They did project that onto me. This is all unconscious on their part. They wanted to see me become small so they could feel big. This is their history in a nutshell. They were showing me who later analyzed it more consciously and felt it at the time more intuitively. They were showing me what happened to them, probably in their relationship with their parents and other people, other things that had happened to them in their lives. This is the fundamental dynamic of their history, that they have an unconscious compulsion to act out on the theater of life, me being the theater in this case. Themselves being the theater with me, the dynamic that we created, we all became the actors. They set up this dynamic to play it out so they could feel it, so they could change their position. They wanted to see me play the part that they once were forced to play when they were traumatized, when they were humiliated and ashamed and attacked, when they were forced to have adrenaline and terror for being abused and violated in whatever ways they were violated. And they got to feel what it's like to be in the position of power, in the position of being in control, not the person who is out of control. They found pleasure in this. And they found pleasure in my eyes becoming terrified, my personality becoming meek and mild and submissive to save my own life. Yes, and they enjoyed that. And when I was attacked by dogs, I felt none of this. All that happened to me afterward is, yeah, sometimes, I mean, like with those 7 dogs who went after me, or with the crocodile that went after me, it took a couple of hours before the adrenaline wore out of my system. Just like it took a couple of hours for the first round of adrenaline to come out of my system with the mugging. But with the dogs or the crocodile or whatever animals that go after me, once the adrenaline wore off, I didn't really feel that much. Yes, I was maybe a little bit more thoughtful and cautious afterward and a little bit more prepared afterward. Sometimes I carried a stick for dogs because a stick is better than stones often. Or I had better stones in my pocket, or made sure I was stretched out and prepared for the situation in which I might have to defend myself against animals who want to hurt or kill me. But there was not that whole level of psychological replication of unresolved trauma. And I wonder, I have heard stories in history of bandits who did attack people and steal from them, rob them, strictly for money, strictly for food, strictly for survival. And I have even heard stories, I don't know where along the way, but I've heard them, where the people who did the robberies actually were very polite and very gentle about it and made it very clear that this robbery, this attack was not personal. It was strictly to get X, Y, and Z. And I didn't feel that when I was robbed by those people. I felt it was personal. They really needed me on a personal, emotional, psychological level to play a part in their theater. So I think, in a way, people could do robberies more like how animals do attack. I don't know, was Robin Hood like that? I don't really know. Bandits who were like that. But I think bandits could be, robbers could be more like animals. But these guys who robbed me, even though the police, the district attorney said, they're animals, we're going to get them, they're animals. Really, no. They were not animals, these guys who robbed me. They were fundamentally different from animals. They were traumatized human beings who robbed me. And I think this accounts for a huge part of why I felt so traumatized afterward, because I had been a recipient of their unresolved traumas, not animalistic desires, but unresolved traumas. And I just didn't feel this again. when I have been attacked many, many different times by actual, literal animals.